Calling the roll for the Tuesday, April 9, 2024 Board of Control meeting. It is 11:04 a.m. We have Councilmember Meredith Turner.
Here.
Levine Ross serving as an alternate for Dale Miller.
Here.
Trevor Meckler serving as an alternate for Purnell Jones Jr.
Here.
Melanie Say serving as an alternate for Mike Dever.
Here.
Catherine Gallagher serving as an alternate for Chris Renee, County Executive.
Here.
Mike Chambers, Fiscal Officer, serving as Chairman.
Here.
Paul Porter.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Next on the agenda is the review and approval of the minutes from April 1st. I will make the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilwoman Turner. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? The minutes are approved. Is there any public comment?
No public comment.
Let's go to our first item.
First item, new item for review, BC 2024-260, Department of Public Works submitting an RFP exemption, which will result in an award recommendation to Regenerate LLC in the amount not to exceed $7,000 for grant research and writing services for Cuyahoga County Green Energy related to workforce development activities effective upon contract signatures of all parties through August 31st, 2024, and submitting a contract with said RFP exemption.
Good morning, everybody. Matt Ruby, Department of Public Works. So this request is for Cuyahoga Green Energy. Because of the nature of the microgrid and the work that we're doing, we've been successful so far and are continuing to seek grant funding, primarily from the federal government. And we have a couple of applications that are in process we have learned that we need some subject matter expertise when it comes to manufacturing in the local manufacturing industry. So this particular request is for a short contract with Regenerate. It is being put through as an exemption, and the request is being made on the basis that they have that institutional knowledge through working with various local companies in the manufacturing sector, so they have a grasp of the lay of the land and can provide us with that. They can document that knowledge in a way that will make our grant applications more compelling.
Thank you, Matt. Are there questions from the board on this item? Seeing no questions, I will make the motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilwoman Turner. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? The item is approved.
Thank you.
Next item.
Next item, BC 2024-261, is being held at the request of the department.
Okay, next item then.
Next item, BC 2024-262, Department of Information Technology submitting an RFP exemption, which will result in award recommendation to Progress Software Corporation in the amount not to exceed $60,675 for renewal of software licenses, support, and maintenance services on the Sitefinity web content and case management system for the period May 1st, 2024 through April 30th, 2025, and submitting a purchase order with said RFP exemption.
Good morning, Dennis Sullivan, Department of IT. This first item, the exemption with Progress. Progress is the manufacturer of Sitefinity. Sitefinity is current, and Progress is currently being used, and Sitefinity is currently being used. It is an IT standard, and the web and the multimedia group use this to create, manage, store, and present website content.
Thank you, Dennis. Are there any questions from the board on this item? Seeing none, I will make a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilwoman Turner. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? The item is approved. Next item.
Next item, BC 2024-263, Department of Information Technology, on behalf of the Sheriff's Department, submitting an RFP exemption, which will result in an award recommendation to M&J Technologies Direct Incorporated in the amount not to exceed $8,505 for a state contract purchase of 5 HP ZBook Firefly mobile workstations, each to include HP CarePack extended hardware support and a 5-year HP Absolute Data and Device Security Premium subscription license, and submitting a purchase order with said RFP exemption.
Again, Dennis Sullivan, Department of IT. These mobile workstations are IT standards, and M&J provided state term pricing for the exemption.
Thank you, Dennis. Are there any questions from the board on this item? Seeing no questions, I will make the motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Paul Porter. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? The item is approved. Next item.
Next, item BC 2024-264, Department of Information Technology submitting an RFP exemption which will result in an award recommendation to Integrated Precision Systems Incorporated in the amount not to exceed $70,081.38 for a state contract purchase of various equipment, installation, and programming services for 1 intrusion alarm system, 12 access control panels, and 13 access surveillance cameras for use by the Metzenbaum Center, and submitting a purchase order with said RFP exemption.
Again, Dennis Sullivan, Department of IT. IPS is the IT standard for surveillance and security purposes. This is for updates to the Metzenbaum Center on behalf of Public Works, and it is state term pricing.
Thank you again, Dennis. Are there any questions from the board on this item? Seeing no questions, I will make a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Ms. Levine Ross. All in favor, say aye. Opposed? The item is approved. Next item?
Next, item BC 2024-265, Department of Information Technology, on behalf of the Common Pleas Court Juvenile Court Division, submitting an RFP exemption which will result in an award recommendation to M&J Technologies Direct Incorporated in the amount not to exceed $10,206 for state contract purchase of 6 HP ZBook Firefly mobile workstations, each to include HP Care Pack extended hardware support, and a 5-year HP Absolute Data and Device Security Premium subscription license, and submitting a purchase order with said RFP exemption.
Again, Dennis Sullivan, Department of IT. These mobile workstations are IT standards, and again, M&J provided state term pricing.
Okay, Dennis, thank you. Questions from the board? Seeing no questions, I will make a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Paul Porter. All in favor to approve, say aye. Aye. Opposed? The item is approved. Next item.
Next, item BC 2024-266, Department of Information Technology submitting an RFP exemption which will result in an award recommendation to the Logicalis Incorporated in the amount not to exceed $251,473.72 for a joint cooperative purchase of 2 NetApp storage appliances and various hardware and software to replace a minimum of 9 existing backup appliances located at the Cleveland and Columbus data centers, including maintenance and support services, and submitting a purchase order with said RFP exemption.
Dennis Sullivan, again with Department of IT, as Cheryl read into the record, this is for updates to the hardware for the 2 data center locations. Their IT standards as far as the net backup, Logicalis did provide joint co-op GSA pricing.
Okay, Dennis, thank you. Questions from the board? Seeing no questions, I will make the motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilwoman Turner. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? The item is approved. Next item.
Next, item BC 2024-267, Department of Information Technology submitting an RFP exemption which will result in an award recommendation to Logicalis Incorporated in the amount not to exceed $24,750 for a joint cooperative purchase of Elasticsearch Digital Solution subscription services, and submitting a purchase order with said RFP exemption.
Again, Dennis Sullivan, Department of IT. The exemption is a joint co-op. The pricing's via Omnia Partners. And the Elasticsearch is replacing, you may recall, an old platform we had called HawkSearch. It's replacing them. This Elasticsearch will actually work better, I'm being told, with the Sitefinity platform. And it's for analytics and search engine research.
Okay, Dennis, thank you. Questions from the board? Seeing no questions, I will make the motion to approve. Is there a second? Seconded by Councilwoman Turner. All in favor to approve, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Item approved.
Thank you.
Next item.
Next, item BC 2024-268, correcting to read, adding the word division to the department's name. Court of Common Pleas Juvenile Court Division submitting an amendment to a contract with Mizanin Reporting Service Incorporated for court transcription services for the period January 1st, 2022 through December 31st, 2023, to extend the time period to December 31st, 2025, to change the terms of Section 3B cost per page effective January 1st, 2024, and for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $130,000.
Good morning, Tara, Juvenile Court. This is our court transcription services contract. We have elected to extend the contract for an additional 2 years, and the change of the terms were to change for only for 1 delivery. It's for the 15 to 29 day, and it went from $3.75 to $4 a page.
Okay, thank you. Are there any questions from the board on this item? Seeing no questions, I will approve the item as amended to add the word division. Is there a second? Second by Mr. McAleer. All in favor to approve as amended, say aye. Aye. Opposed? The item's approved as amended. Next item.
Next item, BC 2024-269, Court of Common Pleas Juvenile Court Division, recommending an award and enter into an agreement with City of Strongsville in the amount not to exceed $13,500 for community diversion program services for the period January 1st, 2024 through December 31st, 2024.
Here again, juvenile court. This is another of our community diversion contracts with the city of Strongsville. This contract is late. The staff that was assigned this contract did leave, but we have since hired a new contract specialist, and so we would still like to move forward with this contract.
Okay, thank you. Are there any questions from the board on this item? Seeing no questions, I will make the motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilwoman Turner. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? The item is approved. Next item.
Next item, BC 2024-270, Sheriff's Department submitting an RFP exemption which will result in an award recommendation to Coral Medical LLC and the amount not to exceed $123,200 for state contract purchase of 80 cardiac science power heart G5 fully auto dual language capacity AEDs, various accessories, and a 6-year warranty, and submitting a purchase order with said RFP exemption.
Good morning, Chris Costin, Sheriff's Department. This is a state term contract that we're going to be purchasing 80 AEDs for our fleet vehicles.
Thank you, Chris. Are there any questions from the board on this? Councilwoman,
Yes.
please.
Thank you. Do they currently have AEDs? And where are the old ones gonna go?
So Lieutenant Kozub from the Sheriff's Office. So currently our supervisor cars are equipped with AEDs. Those old ones will not be taken out of commission because it's something we just implemented this year. This will plus up every single one of our, I believe, our marked vehicles and our transport vehicles with the capability of having AEDs in every single vehicle that we have in the fleet.
Okay. And I assume that they go through some type of training.
Yeah, so we, as the Sheriff's Office, we do go through annual first aid training, which includes AED and CPR and all that good stuff too.
Any data on how often they've had to use them?
I don't have that off the top of my head, sorry.
No rush, but maybe we could have that at some point.
Yeah, send it to Cheryl. She'll distribute, please.
Thank you.
Any additional questions? No. Okay, seeing no further questions, I will make a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilwoman Turner. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The item is approved. Next item.
Next item, BC 2024-271, Sheriff's Department submitting an RFP exemption which will result in an award recommendation to Vesu Communications Incorporated in the amount not to exceed $6,140.68 for state contract purchase of 2 new XL200 Kenwood Viking mobile multiband radios, programming services, and various accessories for use in sheriff's deputy vehicles, and submitting a purchase order with said RFP exemption.
Chris Costin, Sheriff's Department. This is a state term contract purchase of 2 additional mobile radios for 2 vehicles that are no longer in service. The radios are no longer in service.
Okay, Chris, thank you. Questions from the board? Seeing no questions, I will make a motion to approve the item. Is there a second? Second by Ms. Melanie Say. All in favor to approve, say aye. Aye. Opposed? The item is approved. Next item, please.
Next item, BC 2024-272, Medical Examiner's Office submitting an RFP exemption which will result in an award recommendation to Agilent Technologies Incorporated and the amount not to exceed $79,266.88, $79,266.80 for a joint cooperative purchase and installation of 1 each gas chromatography mass spectrometer workstation bundle. Includes 1-year software maintenance, auto injector, and auto sampler tray for analysis of forensic and pharmaceutical compounds, and submitting a purchase order with said RFP exemption.
Hugh Shannon, Medical Examiner's Office. So this is a grant purchase for the drug chemistry laboratory. We're working with the CDC in this grant to track specific drugs and do some specialty testing. to allow for a heightened surveillance. And this will be a dedicated piece of machinery. So the normal throughput for the lab will go through the existing equipment, but everything that's designated by the grant will test specifically on this machine.
Thank you, Hugh. Are there any questions from the board? Seeing no questions, I will make a motion to approve. Is there a second? Second by Mr. McAleer. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The item is approved.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next item.
Next item, BC 2024-273, Department of Public Safety and Justice Services on behalf of the Sheriff's Department, submitting an RFP exemption which will result in an award recommendation to Celex ES Incorporated in the amount not to exceed $106,774 for the renewal of software maintenance and support on the fixed and mobile automated license plate reader systems for the period December 1st, 2023 through December 31st, 2024, effective upon contract signatures of all parties and submitting a contract with said RFP exemption.
Good morning, Mary Beth Vaughn, and as Cheryl stated, this is the software maintenance on the fixed and mobile cameras. We have 193 fixed cameras throughout the county and 4 mobile cameras. This is a late contract. Unfortunately, we did not receive the quote until November 15th, and then after that point, we had some insurance and contracting issues that had to be worked out. The vendor has, though, continued to allow access to the system.
Thank you, Mary Beth. Are there questions from the board on this item? Seeing no questions, I will make a motion to approve the item. Is there a second? Seconded by Ms. Levine Ross. All in favor to approve, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The item is approved.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next item.
Next item, BC 2024-274, Department of Health and Human Services, Community Initiatives Division, Family and Children First Council, recommending a payment and submitting a purchase order to Beechbrook for teen pregnancy prevention in the amount of $11,586.23 as final payment for the month of December 2023 for services rendered under contract number 491 during the contract term of January 1st, 2019 through December 31st, 2023.
Good morning, Kathleen Stewart from Family Children First Council. This is a request to pay the last invoice for one of our vendors for the teen pregnancy prevention program, which is Beechbrook. They had submitted what they thought was their final bill in December of 2023, but they found some other invoices to be paid for this total amount. So we explained to them that this is a one-time deal for them to have this invoice paid after the end of the contract. Because the the contract had been closed out because of the end of the year.
Okay, thank you. Are there questions from the board on this item? Seeing no questions, I will make the motion to approve the item. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilwoman Turner. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The item is approved. Moving on.
Moving on to consent agenda items, BC 2024-275 through BC 2024-281.
Board members, if you have any questions on any of those items, feel free. Okay, seeing no questions, I will make a motion to approve today's consent agenda items as listed. Is there a second? Second by Mr. McAleer. All in favor to approve, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The items are approved. Moving on to other business.
No other business?
Any public comment?
No public comment?
I will make the motion to adjourn. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilwoman Turner. All in favor to adjourn, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you.
Are you adjourned? I'm well. How are you?